Welcome back to the Amazing Survivors Podcast with
Tron and
Tremaine. All right, we're going over episode 7 of Survivor 46, and the episode title is Several. You know, I thought Jelinski was out, but
yeah,
I guess he was a legend because he just keeps coming back up.
he is. Jeff mentioned him in this episode. So.
A couple times, yeah.
Yeah.
I also noticed right off the bat when they're coming back to camp, I guess their tribe name is Nui Nui.
Yeah, I saw that.
N-U-I.
Yeah.
So that was new. I hadn't
that.
seen that.
I didn't even know they had a tribe name.
Yeah, they don't really focus on that much.
No.
Like, oh, new tribe, new colors.
Right.
But, oh well.
But here we are.
They're merged.
Yep.
They are merged. They come back. Venus right out the bat. Shocker.
She's going for blood.
Going for blood. She got one vote, and she wants to find out who it was.
Who was it?
Soda!
She went straight at Soda.
Which is so funny because that tribe is so fractured.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
100%. 100%. They have zero loyalty to each other. They're just trying to kind of whittle those people down.
Which it's going to be probably their downfall in the long run. And unfortunately, Siga's downfall is they're so strong and tight. Yeah. So it's a great position for Yanu.
Yeah, 100%.
We'll take the top
Struggled
3.
up front, and now they're coasting. So.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it almost seems like nowadays, if you get on, we'll lose the first 2, 3, 4 challenges. Then we come in and we're the swing votes, and we'll just swing back and forth, knocking everyone out until we're in the final 3.
Yep.
So, crazy.
Yeah, so Venus is going for blood. It was Charlie that voted for her, and for some reason, he tells her, like, hey,
he tells everybody.
Venus, I am the one that voted for you. And I'm like, why are you telling him? And Q freaked out.
For good reason.
Which I agree with him. I'm like, Charlie, you're being so dumb. Like, why are you telling people, like, just leave it? And, like, maybe she blames it on Soda, and, like, Soda goes. Like, it was so weird. But then, like, Q overdid it. And
I don't know what... Q, it's not your head on the chopping block.
No.
And it's okay that you want to coach him up.
Yeah.
But... no, let the dumb players be dumb.
Right.
That's just going to make you look like a better player.
Yeah.
So,
and from what I can tell, he doesn't have an alliance with Charlie. So I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
If he had an alliance or something, I would have been totally cool with him being like, hey, like, you probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
But not to, like, go at him like he did.
Exactly. And now Charlie is put off by Q.
Yeah.
And so, Q, I think you're kind of like, you're stepping over dollars to pick up dimes in this game. Like, let the dumb people be dumb.
Which I do think was kind of a common theme throughout this episode. I felt like Q kept kind of overstepping and just putting too much pressure on himself and too much of a target. Like, just chill a little bit.
You really have to realize, when can I push here?
Yeah.
And when do I need to pull back and let people come to me and go, oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we could probably do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone right now is talking about the Q show, and like, he's just going too hard, and he even said, I think, let me see, he said, like, a while, like, later on in the episode, it's like, they can either play their game or they can play the Q game. The Seagull game or the Q game. And I'm like, oh, dude, you're getting too arrogant here.
It's like, yes, you want them to play the Q game, but you have to manipulate it or make it perceive like they're playing their game.
Yeah.
But it's really your game because you're giving them like the little seeds of ideas. This is what you should do. And I understand, like, in the new game, you want to play like it's your second time. But sometimes second-time players recognize, oh, I can push here, especially if they win immunity. Oh, I could probably push here because it's not going to come back on me. I'm not getting voted out. But really good players also recognize, I'm going to take a step back, be a supporting player in this play, but also be there with everyone to help them recognize, yes, I was part of the decision process of this play.
For sure.
But that's hard to navigate for some people, and Q is just overstepping himself. So, yeah, I don't know why Charlie came clean. other than he thinks it might come back and bite him. It'll get around. But
No.
if it's me, I would not say anything. If it
No.
came back and like, no, that was not my handwriting.
Yeah.
I didn't write your name down.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I voted Mel. 100%.
Yeah. Right?
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. That crazy. So, Ben has a panic attack.
Mm-hmm.
Kenzie comforts him.
Yeah.
I've never had a panic attack. So
I haven't
can't
either,
say.
but I've like been around a couple people that have, and yeah, it's kind of like scary, I guess. They just like can't calm down and whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. But he like wakes up from a dream with a panic attack, which I thought was kind of odd. But
yeah, like my nephew, he like growing up, he might even still there. He would have night terrors where he'd have terrible dreams and just be freaking out, and he couldn't even wake up from it. But and so I'm just like, oh man, that would suck.
Yeah,
Kind of be stuck in this dream.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I like Ben. He's a nice dude and everything. I don't think he's like super strong in the game, but I mean, he's a good dude, and you can tell that he's like playing the game authentically himself. And so props to him for that.
And I think him and Kenzie now have a bond, which is kind of cool. I like Ben. I think he'd be so fun to hang out with.
Yeah,
because he's just
so chill.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
chill and all the musical quotes and whatnot.
Right.
He just seems cool. So, but they had a bond, and I think that might play dividends for both of them later on.
Later on, for sure.
The line.
Yeah.
And it's just cool to see Kenzie just be human and just like, hey, I'm here for you.
Like, this is a game second kind of thing.
Yeah.
And these are like real people, real circumstances.
Yeah. So that was pretty awesome. So they go to the immunity challenge.
Yes.
Looking this up, the Bermuda Triangle. The last time it was played was season 42.
That's the name of the challenge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was 42. Jonathan, do you remember the big Hulk dude? Mm-hmm. He won it. But 42 versus 46, very different conditions.
Very different.
42, like they had some serious waves.
They showed
windy.
it too. They showed like a little
gosh.
clip of that, and
the whole thing took like 10 minutes or something. Yeah, it was quick. And so I noticed, okay, they do break up into two groups.
Jeff springs it on them that there will be 2 eliminations.
Yeah, and 2 immune.
And 2 immune, and people are kind of freaking out about it.
And so the teams, purple is Soda, Liz, Venus, Tevin, Charlie, and Maria. Orange is Hunter, Tiff, Q, Kenzie, Ben, and Tim. Mm-hmm. Personally, for me, I'd be happy to be on either team.
Yeah.
Because, especially in those conditions, it was dead calm.
It was so calm. Yeah, it was great conditions. It was like, I'd be happy to be on either one. And so it was whoever stays the longest on each team gets immunity. And then the person that stays the longest wins like a feast for their whole group.
Crew.
And they get to do tribal second. Yeah.
And so they start, and usually in this challenge, they start on the lowest rung. Yeah. But this time they started on the second rung. Yeah. They only went there for 5 minutes because Jeff in production knew this could go forever. Yeah. And so they're like, oh, we don't have all day. They have to go to tribal. We have 2 tribals tonight. We're getting this done quick. Yeah. So they go to the second rung, 5 minutes there. They go to the top rung, which is pretty wide. Yeah. Like, I don't think anyone's feet go all over the edge.
I think the top of the platform may have been easier than like the other one.
Yeah, because you don't have that edge digging into your foot. So they go to the top of the platform for 10 minutes, and then they gotta go 1 foot. Yeah. And this is where everyone starts toppling.
But I thought it was so funny at the start. They're all just sitting there. Everyone looks like it's just no sweat. Q's just like, hey, you want to play the alphabet game? They just like start going off, and like no one knows how to play, and Q's getting so frustrated.
I love when Charlie's like, B, Baltimore. Yeah. Oh no! You gotta go with A first. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Charlie's just messing with him.
Oh,
just
for
like,
sure.
I don't want to play this game.
Yeah, I don't think anyone else was messing with him, but I think Charlie really was. No one understood it. But I just thought it was funny. Just like, here you are in this challenge, trying to compete, and it's just like so funny. It's just like, let's play the alphabet game while we waste time here. Like,
and it's funny too because Jeff was having a good time with it, and then Tim is asking, "What's up, Jeff?"
Yeah.
And I didn't know that either. Like I didn't know that was asking for how much time you've been through.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool to find out.
Yeah, and then after 7 minutes, Jeff throws a little dig at Jelinski, saying, "You've been up for several minutes now."
Oh man, you gotta love Jelinski coming back in ghost form.
Right.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back for like Redemption Island or something.
He's got to,
because he's such a legend.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is how it goes out. Like Q.
Well, so that's like the thing. Q, like, so they had 10 seconds to move from that like side rung to the top, and Q's just like sitting down, stretching his legs. I think he just started too late. He was just chilling, and so he like goes up and just falls off because he doesn't have the time to get settled.
Yeah, and then oh man, it was interesting. But yeah, Q goes out, Soda goes out, Ben goes out.
And that's where it would be hard, like the hardest balancing, because when someone goes out, they're causing a little wave.
Ripple.
And so you kind of have a disadvantage if you're the one next to that person.
Yeah,
because you'll get the brunt of that little wave.
Yeah, especially when it's been so calm and that comes along, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
They go to 1 foot. Charlie, Tim, Venus, Liz, Hunter, and Tiff. Man, it's just little by little people just start
going.
I'm surprised Hunter didn't do better.
I was too. I thought he would do a lot better,
especially when he's the only one from Nami on that team.
He knows he has to perform, right? Yeah.
But yeah, they all drop. On the other side, Maria and Tevin go down to a showdown. Kenzie just barely
beat
out like Tiff.
Yeah.
If somehow Tiff could stay just a second longer,
like
she would have won.
Both falling off, and Kenzie was just a little later.
Yeah. Yeah, Tiff hits the water a little.
Yeah, so Kenzie wins, and I'm like, I don't know if you deserve it, but
yeah,
good on you.
Yeah, and then Maria outlasts Tevin, and so those two are immune, and so they get the feast, they get to eat, while the other team they go to Siga's old beach.
Yeah, which looks like a hurricane hit it. Like
I guess so. So.
And Q says that he intentionally threw the challenge. I don't know about that.
I don't either.
I don't know if he did. Because his reasoning was that he wanted to
look a little weaker in challenges.
And he wanted to see if his alliances hold up with him not being safe. And I was like, that is a risky move, makes no sense. I don't believe you threw that challenge.
I don't either, because you never want to be vulnerable.
No, not at all.
And the only time you'd really want to throw a challenge is if you really want to get somebody out that's on your tribe.
Yeah.
That is annoying everybody, and everyone else wants them out.
Yeah.
So I don't buy that Q.
I
think he just fell.
He was kind of annoying me this episode.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, man, Q, just rein it in, buddy.
You're gonna kill yourself on this one. Hunter, they go back. Hunter says if he needs to, he's playing the idol because he does recognize he's the only one. But
no one knows. Nobody knows he has an idol,
which is awesome.
Yeah, which is so great. He's been playing it so well, but no one really is like, hey, let's get Hunter out.
And I think that just comes back to Q and Hunter having that bond from the challenges. Like, hey, we want to go with the 6 strong, even though he's probably not saying that around Kenzie because she doesn't know. So
the only one that brings it up is Tim, and I'm kind of like, dude, that's ideal. Get Hunter out. He's the biggest threat in this game.
Well, man, in ways I feel like Q and Tim are both a little bit rigid and loyal in ways, like Tim, especially in this episode, you could see he was very rigid and loyal to Siga over the 6. And then Q is very loyal to the 6 and not seeing the long perspective, like, you know, what's wrong with splitting the vote? You could do like 3 Tim, 3 Hunter.
Yeah.
Other than they're supposed to all be in the same top 6 alliance.
Right.
But also, if Tim's in your alliance, like, say to Tim, like, 3 Ben, 3 Hunter. In that way, you can kind of appease both sides.
Yeah, for sure.
And then go from there.
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of odd for the other players that aren't in the 6 to just not really be like, holy cow, Hunter is the biggest threat in this game. We have a shot at getting him out right now.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a little bizarre to me. But that didn't sit well with Q.
No.
When Tim was flip-flopping and...
Which, yeah. And it's so funny because I know they go back and forth between the two groups, but Tim... Or Q, excuse me. It's Q with the girls. Yeah, we're going Ben. And then Q comes back. No, blah, 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 blah. We got to get Tim.
Yeah.
And the girls are like, what? Why?
Like the teaser for this episode showed Tiff kind of being annoyed at him. And it's because of this, it kind of made it look like a bigger deal than it was. But, he's just like, 1 second this, 1 second that. I'm just...
Yeah, and
dude, what?
One conversation's flipping things.
Yeah.
But in those things, when you have a plan and everyone's on board, okay, I may have had this conversation and I can go tell them about that conversation, but it's okay. Go ahead with that plan.
Yeah.
Yes, you might want that other person out, but just stick with your group and don't try and be the mob boss that you think you are. Stick with that plan because you have someone that you want out anyway. Yeah. So run with it.
For sure.
Oh,
for sure. Yeah, it was just kind of frustrating to watch.
So frustrating.
So then we go to the other tribe, and on this one, it's basically all of Nami, and then Maria and Charlie, and Maria got immunity, so it's like everything points to Charlie being gone. And
that's what Venus thinks. It's obviously Charlie.
Everyone's chilling on the beach taking naps, and he's freaking out.
Oh, I would be too, like...
Oh, yeah.
Anyone want to go get water?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that would be so annoying.
Right.
But Charlie's saving grace. Nami is not Nami strong at all.
They are so fractured.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, it shows Charlie and Soda. They go to the shelter and they have a little conversation. And Soda's like, "Oh, I want to get Venus out. Let's get her."
Yeah.
And Charlie's like, "Yeah, let's get her. Let's
Great.
go.
That sounds good to me.
If it's not me, let's get her."
Yeah.
And then Tevin and Soda, they're talking, and once again, let's get Venus.
Yeah.
And Tevin's like, "Sweet, okay."
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then it goes to Tevin and Liz, and Tevin's like, "Soda or Venus?" And I would love to know what happened between Liz and Soda.
Yeah.
Because Liz,
she does not like
her. And maybe it's all the gospel singing primary songs. I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
But I would love to know the backstory there.
So, I mean, Tevin teased that up. Mm-hmm. So he's kind of like, we could get Venus, or like, what if we get Soda out?
And start this blind side.
Yeah.
Because Tevin really wants to master a blind side.
Yeah, he does. And Soda's getting on his nerves. Soda's getting on everyone's nerves. And once again, Venus is like, I don't think they tell her anything because she's trying way too hard for crazy stuff. And
yeah, she loves playing with that fire.
Yeah. So I don't think they're telling her things, or she wouldn't be like trying so hard on her own plans.
Or maybe they are telling her, and it's just like,
I don't
like she doesn't care what they say. It's the Venus way.
I just feel like they're not telling her.
I think so too.
Because she is just going hard for getting Tevin or Soda out.
Oh yeah, which is hilarious. And so then it shows Venus and Maria talking.
Yeah. And
basically, as Maria puts it, Venus talking at her.
Yeah.
And I love when it's kind of like a daughter-mother conversation. And Venus is asking, like, what's the deal? And Maria just kind of gives it to her, like, listen, you're coming at me. Yeah. That's very off-putting. And I don't think Venus can read the room or how she speaks to people. Yeah. And that's going to be her downfall, because she's rubbed so many people the wrong way.
Right.
And so...
Yeah, and the only reason that Tevin and them are throwing someone else's name out is because they're kind of like, Venus isn't a threat. We know what game she's playing, so we might as well just keep her for a while, because...
Well, I would too, because
100%.
I know how to read her.
Yeah.
I know what she's going to do.
And no one likes her.
And nobody's going to be down.
Yeah, I'd take her to the final with me.
100%, because she would take credit for all this, and in reality be like, no, Tevin, I orchestrated that with you, correct?
Yeah.
No, it was not her plan at all.
Yeah.
I think she would get called out
so much.
Everything, and it would just crumble at the end, and everyone would be like, well, everyone would be probably bristled by her anyway. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I would totally keep
she would get no jury votes.
No.
So
not even close.
Yeah, I would latch onto her so hard.
Oh yeah, like you're my ride or die.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ride and you're gonna die at the end.
For sure.
Oh,
for sure. So she's just like going around trying to orchestrate this thing. Charlie's just like, I don't know what happened, but I'm getting told soda from one person, Venus from another. Like I'm
even
good.
Tevin over here.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm safe.
And he's super tight with Maria, so he talks to her, and she's like, yeah, it's not you. Like,
yeah, which is awesome. Yeah. He's got to be like so relieved, man, these guys are terrible.
Right?
Well, bro, why would you knock me out? Be strong for one vote. Knock me out.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's hilarious.
Yes, for both sides, both teams, I don't really agree with their choices, but
no, whatever. I don't either. But yeah, they jump back over, and Tiff says she can read Tim. I think she's got, who can't? It's pretty easy, I think. And so why not go with Ben, who's a little bit more shiftier to her?
Kind of same reasons as Soda and Venus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and Ben is okay to have his name out there as a cover.
Yeah.
And most people are not okay with that.
Which was like another weird thing with Q. He's like, you realize that what you're doing and you could go home. And I'm like, what?
Don't coach him up. Go with it.
Yeah. Just be like, okay, great.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
Like, that guy cannot stop oversharing and
stop coaching people.
Strategy.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Maybe it's because of Banu. He feels like he has to explain the game to everyone.
He's like, I'm playing with a bunch of ding-dongs. A bunch of wackadoodles. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I have here like Q, you got to work with the 3.
Yeah.
Because you hold the power.
Yeah, and especially on this one, like it's not like super like major which one goes home, and so I would just concede to the other 2, make them feel like more important, more like part of the alliance, and just be like, yeah, whichever one you guys want.
Yeah.
And then just go with it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so easy to quarterback from the couch.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're just seeing like the edit that
they're portraying
that they do. So who knows? There might be a ton more, but I don't know. It is what it is.
So they go to tribal. Tim versus Hunter basically is what it comes down to. Hunter's saying he's a free agent.
And there was a good tribal too, because it was like you said earlier, it was kind of like a more human one. So they kind of like talk about Ben's panic attack and Kenzie, and everyone gets a bit emotional. Q just praises Kenzie for like all the work she did when it was just Yanu.
Yeah, and being positive.
Yeah, so it was just kind of like an uplifting, like kind of an odd, like a refreshingly odd tribal.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. But at the end of the day, someone's got to get axed. Mm-hmm. So Tim goes home.
Yeah. Which I don't hate.
No.
But
I didn't see him winning the game.
No.
So
I think he just played a little too shifty and
and I thought he played a little bit too rigid. Trying to be too strong, Siga.
Yeah, it's kind of both. Like he tried to be too strong with that, but then he wasn't giving real clear answers to people, and no one like really new, like when he didn't tell Maria about the 6, and like he was just a
trying to play
shady.
both sides in that way.
Yeah, he was a little shady with also being like rigid. So
and so Tim, next time people tell you a plan, just say yes. That's all you got to do. You don't have to go with the plan at the end of the day, but you can just say yes, and it's probably going to get you farther. Because then you're probably not going home, and Ben's going home.
Yeah, to me, this game is all about just saying yes to people and then working backdoor deals.
Exactly.
Exactly. Whatever.
Yeah.
So, he goes home, and then we have the next tribal, which is basically opposite of this one.
One other thing. Tim's confessional.
Oh, yeah.
Sexiest dad ever to do it?
Yep.
What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know who else was the dad. I can't remember.
I listened to Tyson Apostles.
And
he's like, sexiest ever? Did you not see Winners at War? There's a lot of sexy dads on there. So I thought that was pretty funny.
It was pretty good. And he seemed to take it pretty well, too.
Yeah.
Like getting
he was kind of... He doesn't make the jury.
No.
Which is unfortunate, but... oh well.
Yeah.
Do what you can do.
Yep.
I have here like Liz. She's kind of like, it's good for her game being in both groups.
Mm-hmm.
She can go for Venus, or she can go for Soda.
Yeah.
Or Charlie.
Yeah.
Because Tevin's her number 1 there.
Yeah. Which like it rubbed me the wrong way, because she's like, I didn't even bring my bag, and I'm like. Don't say stuff like that. Like, no one likes that, right? Like, everyone else that's on the chopping block is stressed.
Yeah.
And then to hear someone say that, you just be like, okay, well, screw you. Like,
I'm just throwing this in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I'd ever announce that I didn't bring my bag. I just wouldn't bring it. And the only time I wouldn't bring it, though, is probably immunity.
Yeah.
Because what if you get transferred to another beach?
Right.
You're like, oh, I could have used that hoodie.
Yeah, right.
Suck.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. That just rubbed me the wrong way. She was just being like arrogant and like kind of rude.
And she just knows like it's not me. It's one of these guys.
Yeah.
I did find out from the On Fire podcast with Jeff, like that group didn't know who got voted out on the first group, so they keep them sequestered.
Interesting.
Even though they're like both there in the vicinity,
right?
One
they
leaves,
move one out and bring
and then
the
one
other
comes in without both groups seeing who got out and whatnot. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Venus, still no awareness.
Yeah.
Well, who knows what kind of game she's playing other than I would take it to the end. Because she's so oblivious.
I'd also go on a date with her because I think she's hot. But
okay, well there you go.
But what are you doing, Venus? Come on.
Yeah. But yeah, they vote. Soda gets the axe, and she's very surprised.
Very surprised. She is blown away surprised. Like
crying.
She's
and
just
laughing.
Like, what?
And
then she turns, did you see? She turns to Venus and was like, was it you? And she's like, yes. I'm like, what? And then Tevin's like, no.
Which is so funny, like, She's like, yeah, I'm taking all the credit. I don't know how long I'm going to last in the game, but
to be fair, I genuinely think she thought she orchestrated this.
Well, the funny thing is, if you look at the votes, Tevin did vote for Venus.
Yeah, I saw that. Which I was like, well, that's weird.
And I think he did it just so if perhaps Soda had some advantage or played her shot in the dark, Venus would go home.
Right.
And so I think Tevin in some roundabout way, between him, Maria, Charlie, they orchestrated it.
Yeah.
So, hey, if Soda plays her shot in the dark and gets wind of this, we got votes on Venus.
Right.
One of them is going home. And it appeases everybody else in the group.
For sure. Yeah, I think, honestly, Tevin was probably the mastermind behind Soda going home. Venus's, like, push and stuff for sure helped. Like, whatever, but, like, she was so proud of herself.
You played a good game. What a low blow to say. It was like...
I know.
Oh, man. How would you react if getting voted out?
If it was like that big of a blindside? depends on like my connections and like what I felt, right? Like if I kind of felt like I was on the outs or something, I'd be like, okay, it is what it is.
Yeah.
If I had like some ride or dies that were like, we are not voting for each other, and I got voted out, I'd be pretty pissed.
Oh yeah, I'd probably be like Kelly. She's like, what the hell, guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd probably be a little annoyed.
Yeah. So does out. She's the first member of the jury.
First one. It's cool though that in her confessional she seemed pretty positive, happy, and she got to live out her childhood dream, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
I could definitely see Soda coming back. Like she seemed like a really big personality.
Yeah.
Good social game for the most part.
Yeah, for sure. Which is kind of what they said, and one of the reasons why they're like, she's got to go is because she's like way too friendly, like way too social.
Yeah.
And so they're like, we got to get her out.
Yeah. And so,
first
member of the jury.
Don't disagree. Get her out over Venus any day.
I keep Venus around. If nothing else, she's hilarious to watch on TV.
I know. It's great.
So next week.
Yeah.
Looks like we got more of the Q show. Mr. Mob Boss.
We got more of the Mob Boss.
Mafia Boss.
Yeah.
And I think that worked better in earlier seasons, but I don't know how well that's going to play out.
Yeah.
In these seasons.
I don't know. People are getting a bit.
Yeah.
They feel like a little bulldozed by him.
Yeah.
Which I understand. So.
They also show the group trying to find Hunter, and he's up in the spy nest.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going on there.
I know.
Which
it was like a teaser where I'm like, I don't know what's happening with like most of this. Like, what's going on?
Maybe Hunter's just so sick of being around people and them singing songs. He's just like, I need 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go hide out. If they come hunting for me, I'm gonna continue to hide out.
Either that, or it's like a game of hide and seek
that
like Q put together or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or Charlie or Ben.
I could definitely see that. And then we have Tevin laughing. It's going to Liz's confessional. Shut up!
Yeah.
And so it must have been one of those moments where you probably get annoyed with everybody.
Oh, for sure.
And this is one where Liz is like, I gotta go have a confessional. I gotta get this off my chest so I can get back to some form of sanity and continue playing my game.
Yeah, for sure.
So
it should be an interesting episode. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. Who do you think goes home next?
Oh gosh, that's so hard. I don't know. It's because like right now, Nami's super fractured.
Mm-hmm.
Siga is very like tight.
Yeah.
I don't think Yanu would go for one of their own, and so it would have to come from a different tribe. But I don't really think anyone.
So let's see. We got Hunter, Tevin, Venus, and Liz left on Nami.
Yeah.
We got Maria, Ben, Charlie on Siga. And then we have Yanu, Kenzie, Tiff and Q. Okay, we'll go from each tribe. If it's Yanu, I could see Q going home. Yeah. I could see the two girls working with one of the two other groups and going, hey, we're going to get him out.
And if it's Yanu for me, I think it would be Kenzie.
Okay. I think if it's a Siga, it's probably going to be Ben.
I'd agree.
Ben or Charlie, but I'm leaning Ben.
I think it would be Ben.
And then if it's Nami, it's probably Venus or Tevin.
Yeah, I think if it's Nami, it would be Tevin.
Okay.
But no, I changed that. I think Venus. No, gosh, I'm all over the place. I think Liz. If it's Nami, I think Liz, because I do think that people are taking that +1 alliance pretty seriously. And so I think that Tevin would still push for Venus staying because easy to beat her. Yeah. So I think it might be Liz.
Okay. Interesting.
So Liz, Kenzie, or Ben.
Okay. And I've got Q, Ben, or Venus.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We will see.
Who do you guys think? Who's going home?
Let us know in the comments. But we're looking forward to episode 8 of Survivor 46 next week.
Yeah.
And then tune in to us and our little breakdown of it.
For sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, have a great week. And if you want, stay tuned for our next episode in The Amazing Race.
It's going to be a good one.
Oh, yeah. Later, guys.
See ya.